Glory to Rome takes place after the Great Fire of 64 AD that spread through the city of Rome and burned for 5.5 days. You play a young patrician who views the tragedy as an opportunity to help mold a new Rome. So when Nero asked those who would help in the rebuilding efforts, you eagerly volunteer your services. All right, so Glory to Rome is a card game, and that's exactly what you're going to get here. Cards, and a lot of them. 187 cards to be more precise. The cards to Glory to Rome are some of the brightest colored cards you'll ever see. You'll recognize the card types in seconds, which is important when you need to access the available cards on the table. The decks of cards they come really tightly packed in these cool little tuck boxes. And there are a few different types of cards, the most important being the order cards. And these are what you'll be using to actually play the game and form your draw pile. There's 6 types of order cards, and each one has a role, a material, and a color printed on it. There's also some text printed in the middle of each card if you decide to go ahead and use it as a structure or build the card. So only one part of an order card can be used on a turn, so sometimes you're going to have to make some tough decisions. So you may ask yourself, should I use this card for a structure, or should I use it as a material to finish a structure I've already started? Each turn you're going to have a rotating leader and that's the person that's going to decide what role is going to be played in this particular round. And what they do is they get a specific order card and they set it down in front of them, and that's the role that's going to be played. And they wait to see if any of the other players decide to follow them, which would be to lay the same card type down in front of them. So for instance, if the leader used a yellow laborer card, the role that turn would be laborer. And in order to take that action, which is the laborer's action, everyone else on the table must have and use the laborer card as well. If they don't have the same card, or if they choose not to act that turn, they can think, which is to draw a card or cards. So that's just a basic outline of how the main mechanic of the game, which is role choosing, and how it works. As far as the rules go, I had no problem at all, and I was able to understand the basic concepts on the first read-through of the instructions. Turns are going to move pretty quickly, so quickly that a lot of the times the game's going to end before you kind of want them to. But that's a sign of a good game. The only time you really need to stop and think is when you're deciding what role you want to play and what to build. After that, it's just a matter of completing the role's action, and then it's on to the next turn. So Glory to Rome is easy to learn, but don't let that make you think there's no strategy involved. Far from it, in fact. There is deep strategy involved in every player role you choose and every structure you decide to build. So I've played a few other civilization or city building games, and a lot of the times they're just going to have dozens of player actions and really complicated iconography. And with Glory to Rome, what it does is it gives you the same depth, but at a fraction of the commitment needed to learn. It's a fantastic game with fantastic rules. So Glory to Rome is certainly in the ranks of my current, I guess you could say, go-to games when it comes to, when casual company arrives. Other games such as like maybe Dominion or Seven Wonders. Although I wouldn't necessarily call this a casual game or filler, because it's much more than that. So what's the verdict? Glory to Rome is a superb city builder with an ocean of strategic depth and simple organic rules. I recommend you find a copy and buy it. This video brought to you by The Card Gamer. Visit thecardgamer.com for up-to-date information and to follow The Card Gamer on Twitter. Thank you.